Welcome to this edition of It's Your City. I'm Karen Abowd, your supervisor for Ward 1, and I'm here to highlight some of the issues and decisions of yesterday's Board of Supervisors meeting that had a morning, afternoon, and evening session. Special presentations included honoring 2 individuals for their efforts in getting their GEDs. Of note was that this came out through the LEAP program, the Learning Enhancement Academic Program. This program provides assistance in education, employment, and housing to citizens that are under supervision by the Department of Alternative Sentencing. The program's goal is to lower recidivism rates, and one of these individuals is now enrolled at WNC and currently taking college classes. Length of service awards were presented to city employees, and Mayor Bob accepted 2 achievement awards from the Western Fairs Association for this past year's Nevada Sesquicentennial Fair. Kudos go to Susan Taylor and Marina Works and department staff who were responsible for the successful event, along with Casino Fandango, who came in a pinch and assisted with parking. Grant applications were approved for Health and Human Services related to public health preparedness for Ebola and other infectious diseases. And under purchasing and contracts, final payment was approved to Impact Construction for the BMX track lighting project. It's been a long time coming for lighting at that facility. Manhard Consulting's contract was approved for professional design services for Phase 2A2 of the Carson City East-West transmission main. And Armat Construction's contract was approved for a Carson City landfill entrance repair. Most exciting, and again a long time in coming, Miles Construction was awarded the CMAR Construction, that's Construction Manager at Risk, for construction of the Multipurpose Athletic Center for $7,716,237.27, funded largely from the Quality of Life funding, supplemented with a little over $2 million from the Infrastructure Tax Fund. Roger Mullendorf, Director of Parks and Recreation, and Joel Dunn, Director of the Carson City Visitors Bureau, gave background history on the MAC to be built at the Boys and Girls Club. They emphasized this project was the last project on the list for the approved Q18 funding that was voter approved, and spoke also about the shared usage of the facility. Roger outlined the fact that the Boys and Girls Club uses the facility during school time, usually between the hours of 2 and 6, allowing for programming from 6 a.m. to the 2 p.m. time frame for leagues and citizens to participate and utilize the facility, and also after the 6 o'clock time. In the summertime, they use the facility Monday through Friday, which allows programming on the weekends. And for both the Visitors Bureau and for Parks and Recreation, this is an acceptable joint use agreement. The city manager discussed the directives of the employee efficiency study, and fine-tuning was also done on the strategic plan components that came out of the Board of Supervisors and staff retreat that will be part of a community outreach for public input to be led by Moss Adams in the coming months. 2 of the suggestions from the efficiency study were approved for the fire department, and these were about essentially restructuring for efficiency. Reclassifying a battalion chief to a deputy chief and converting a part-time clerical position to a full-time position were part of that restructuring. Our new fire chief, Bob Shrehans, is definitely in command of his new position. Finance ended the morning session with a series of housekeeping issues for the board and the redevelopment authority pertaining to budget augmentations, primarily due to funding carryovers from program costs, and approval of a Carson City cost allocation plan for fiscal year 2014. The afternoon session began with interviews and appointments to several committees, and I so appreciate the citizens that step up, apply, and are willing to serve on these committees. Court Cardinal and Craig Millay were appointed for 3-year terms to the Redevelopment Citizens Committee, Doug Martin to a 2-year term to the Nevada Tahoe Conservation District, And on the Historic Resources Commission, there were 3 reappointments for 4-year terms in different categories. Those were Luann Spelda-Drews, Dr. Gregory Hayes, and Jed Block. The Board of Supervisors approved the Open Space Advisory Committee's work program outline that dealt with the administration of the open space portion of the Quality of Life Fund, for management activities, capital improvement projects, planning activities, and acquisitions for calendar year 2015. Chairman Bruce Scott, who gave the presentation, discussed considerations that they will decide upon in this year. Those included looking for funding for a park ranger, creation of new ordinances, contemplating use fees, and resource management plans, just to name a few. And he also acknowledged the fact that Ducks Unlimited had obtained a grant for enhancements out at Buzzy's Ranch. The Board of Supervisors also approved Open Space Advisory Committee plan, annual report plan for 2014. NRS requires that the Planning Commission annually make a recommendation to the Board of Supervisors regarding implementation of the master plan. Lee Plemmel, Planning Director, gave a detailed presentation noting that building permit valuations are up over last year. This is great news for the construction front. A zoning change was approved for property located at 1001 Mountain Street and 608 and 610 West Washington Street, where medical offices were formerly located and since eliminated there behind Old Carson Tahoe Hospital. The change was needed because a memory care facility, classified as congregate care, is not allowed in public community zoning. Staff had recommended the special use permit approved by planning be contingent on the property being changed to multifamily apartment. I had asked if the change in zoning could be contingent on final project approval, but staff informed me that that was not possible. Some residents were concerned that apartments would be built in that location. Chris Baker, representing Prestige Care out of Portland, Oregon, and Carson Tahoe Hospital, assured the Board of Supervisors that Prestige Care has over 70 facilities of this type and that this property was being used exclusively for a memory care center. They also advised that the property was being well utilized as a good section of it is in a floodplain. The board closed the afternoon session with support for the Nevada State Prison Steering Committee's report and BDR 625 request to develop enabling legislation to develop and preserve the Nevada State Prison. Though a long day, the evening session was energizing. Annually, the Board of Supervisors and the Carson City School District Board of Trustees has a joint meeting. This is not a common occurrence in other jurisdictions. As the chairman of the reinstituted Carson City Schools Foundation, Ian Hill, stated, this meeting represents an alignment of community around our citizens of tomorrow. The foundation, incidentally, was reinstituted to help fund additional school programming, which I'm about to talk about. The community partnerships that have flourished, meeting needs that were discussed at the last annual gathering, are exceptional. Nevada's working capital is one of those. The Carson City Library is leading a unique opportunity to collaborate with Western Nevada College, the Manufacturing Skills Institute, and the Virginia Manufacturers Association. The project will help fill a workforce training need for area manufacturers through an apprenticeship program that fosters community-based learning in STEM skills, essential for advanced manufacturing jobs. The certification and testing obtained from this program, according to Ray Bacon, is recognized nationally and provides the next generation of skills for industry. Another program that was discussed was the Online and On Time program. It's currently underway, and it's an after-school program in the library digitorium funded by a grant. Students are given 7 weeks to write, create, and edit their own public service announcement. 560 freshmen participated using iMovie or Adobe Premiere in groups of 3 to 5. We had the pleasure of viewing 2 of the winners who had been professionally judged. We had the opportunity to view their PSAs, and the public will have an opportunity to view those in March, as they will run at the Galaxy Theater for 1 month. Presentation on the Jumpstart College program was also given, and that's a partnership with Carson City School District, Western Nevada College, and local high schools. High-achieving students take dual credit classes that meet high school requirements and Western Nevada College degree requirements. $90 a course is the cost per course. These are transferable college classes, and the classes will also include automated and industrial systems and construction management. The Builders Association of Western Nevada will also partner in the construction classes, and completion rate has been on an average 98%. Jeff Glass and Maya McKenzie addressed the partnership between the Adams Hub, the Carson City School District, and the Boys and Girls Club, including the New Entrepreneurs Network, or New E as it will be called, funded by the May and Hop Adams Foundation. Jeff was quick to define an entrepreneur as one that wants to change the world. And the New E is designed to educate and empower children and young adults in Carson City through enriching programs and activity focused on entrepreneurial teaching. As emphasized, the ingredients for successful entrepreneurship training quell down to learning and practicing to be results-oriented, analytical problem solvers, willing to work hard, and staying focused. What they literally do is make sense of why you're learning what you're learning in an applied format. These programs are after school, and sign-ups are exceeding expectations. The club is a semester-long curriculum, and it's a commitment where students receive high school credit, a certificate in entrepreneurship training, and eligibility to apply for employment in companies New E builds in Carson City. And New E Biz will create, launch, and grow successful businesses in Carson City, and youth will be involved in all aspects of the business, gain valuable paid work experience, and profits from the businesses will be donated back to the Boys and Girls Club and other Carson City-based youth organizations. This New E network launches in the spring semester of 2015. The evening closed with a presentation of economic data on Tesla's impact for our community, which reinforced the necessity and direction of all the educational partnerships mentioned this evening. I am proud of where this community is going with education. It was quite the day, but Carson City continues to move forward. And I'd like to give a shout out that on February 27th from 2 to 4:30 and at 1:30 for veterans, a job fair with over 50 employers will be held in the gym at the community center. Carson City Health and Human Services and the Carson City Chamber of Commerce are partners in this effort. Thank you for listening.